the Asuri from FAMETIME.
All right, so we were talking about ITHROWOW's past ever-constant pick of Bodvar. No shared weapons with that here. The Mordex, entirely new, gauntlets in sight.
ITHROW got to talk with him a little bit earlier yesterday about his opinions on the meta right now, and he's just kind of like, it's gauntlets everywhere. If you can get gauntlets, you can be good at it, and you're just going to get into top 8. And that's what he thinks, and he's showing that here right now with that pick here on the Tai Lung. And the scythe switched over here.
Very telling, because you know what? His opponent doesn't have gauntlets.
Yeah, well, and that's where those opinions can get a little tricky, because depending on who you ask, Spear and Katara are the ones to be picking. Right?
Yes,
so we've got
Asuri just wins.
Yes, Boda. Yeah, that's exactly right. So we've got Asuri currently winning here against ITHROW, despite ITHROW getting that really strong start. The Katars from FAMETIME are starting to really do a great job. And the dare down sig doesn't knock out, but forces the dodge with the weapon throw. The D-Light ground pound catches the edge of the gauntlet recovery, and FAMETIME takes the lead here in game number 1.
That was absolutely perfect. Knowing that he would slide up the wall, he had to come up with those jumps, so he'd have too much momentum to kind of just stick it on the wall. So the slide kick caught him peeking.
Ooh, and FAMETIME, very knowledgeable of the matchup there. It's incredibly popular for Scythe players when they have an over-damaged opponent to try to knock out with the strong active input of D-Light on the Scythe. And FAMETIME waiting for that, waits for the move to be thrown out, gets the Sarah afterwards, gets some extra credit, but the recovery from ITHROW evens up the game.
All right, I feel like this is going to be a close game. You know, the stats said it, but we see it just in the first stocks.
That's right. ITHROW trying to be like, hey, I have that one extra spot for a reason. So far, it's been
he's making a liar out of me.
Every landing from FAMETIME covered, every recovery hit in the snare beat. That ITHROW's going to get that 0 to death here in game number 1 and bring FAMETIME down to 1 stock.
The untouched knockout, ITHROW. Showing a flash of that former brilliance.
Yeah, and on the scythe, the boot, I mean, he was talking to me about gauntlets, the scythe is looking really good. And FAMETIME with the sword is trying to break up that pressure with the sidelight here, recovery there, but even those recoveries are getting stuffed as the D-Light downer will finally give FAMETIME some distance here in this race to the finish. But
yeah, I guess, you know, an organic cat is better than a robot cat, is what we're learning from this matchup.
It's like
Roboto El Gato.
Yeah, I mean, you have to like literally repair. You have to have somebody else repair the damage that dumped you. Right?
And ITHROW's doing a lot of damage. FAMETIME deep in the red, final stock. ITHROW's looking for that recovery for the knockout.
Yeah, any signature here will do it, but even a side air, down light, strong hit, kick him away, could do it. FAMETIME gets the recovery towards the top, but that's not even enough to knock out ITHROW's second stock. With the down tick will catch him, and that time he will get it. FAMETIME does have a hope here with the Katars. 2 dodge reads, and you get him off stage, and you've got yourself a game 1 victory. And so far, so good.
Man, the trap, he's getting hit so much just trying to get a weapon.
Another neutral light recovery. Oh, but the neutral light from ITHROW gets it. He can only take 1 more of those, even from center stage. I think FAMETIME will be out of there.
Trying to land, ITHROW hunting for the knockout, the side air, not yet enough.
Oh, but the edge guards for ITHROW is really shining on that second stock. That's it, side air, nice lower angle, a lot easier here on Miami Dome.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy to see that, you know, just because FAMETIME, he used that weapon as a fantastic bait. He got so many unanswered hits on ITHROW's last stock. I think ITHROW may be thinking, hey, try to counteract that a little bit. Maybe it's going to be a little bit easier to swap when I need to, just so that way I can regain my heals.
Ooh, now FAMETIME here. We saw at the beginning of the last game a really close first stock that went in FAMETIME's favor before ITHROW carried it away with the scythe. And once again, we're having that, but FAMETIME having even a bigger lead than last time. ITHROW was able to clear the stock with 1 clean hit. This time around, if FAMETIME's able to take the stock without taking too much more damage, neutral light recovery, 1 more of those will do it. Sword picked up. He's looking for that D-Light recovery to really end the stock, and the bounce almost high enough for that Sarah combo.
Yeah, sword ground pound out a hit stun, that's a wild option.
Oh, and FAMETIME really showing that he's an Asuri main, doing that dash pivot side sig so that you get the full distance, travel down to diagonal off the platforms. Didn't get it to connect, but still scary knowing that he's got that in the back pocket.
Man, they're scrapping. The damage fairly even. Except ITHROW just needs a little tap. Oh, I thought that would have done it, but Miami don't with that tall ceiling.
Yeah, just tall enough to survive a sword there. Kicks him away, and now we are really close here on this first stock. That Gravity Castle down lane. The Sair's just enough. It's the second time that ITHROW's gotten that nice angle off of the side of Sair, not sitting too high into the right, but just straight up the side.
That's a big thing, just because it's so variable, more so than most other weapon side airs. Just so that way, you know, hey, you hit that top corner, it's almost never going to knock out, right?
Yeah, and we saw that in the last game, right? The first one that hit FAMETIME was like, I thought a Gauntlet Neutralite would do it, but the side of Sair didn't do it, but that was just because of that angle that we're talking about. But ITHROW really tightening up that spacing here in game number 2. I
love FAMETIME's pursuits. Every single time. It's like ITHROW dodges, FAMETIME is right there with him, gets the extra hit or two.
Oh, and ITHROW has FAMETIME off the side of the stage. But FAMETIME's recoveries from the side of the stage are really, really good. Down air hits. ITHROW uses that dodge to the stage, but FAMETIME gets the wrong read, and that ground pound means that FAMETIME with the Gravity Cancel neutral sync. Can he get another one? Recovery comes towards the stage, and ITHROW manages to make it back. FAMETIME dodges through the side sync, and he doesn't get the down light. Got the right dodge read, but ITHROW there with the punish hits him with the strong hit of the side light and picks up the gauntlets. Looking for the edge guard here as FAMETIME and ITHROW are going back and forth with these edge guard punishes.
Neutralite sends FAMETIME off stage, and another one to seal the deal. ITHROW giving him the lefts and the rights.
Yeah, and now FAMETIME with only one stock has to take 2 in a row to stay in this set as ITHROW's on the verge of getting that 2-0.
See that one weapon. They're both kind of fighting around it, even though they're both already armed.
Yeah, and it's one of those interesting styles of weapon starving. It's like super meta weapon starving.
Weapon starving for some gluttons here, you know?
And FAMETIME ends up winning out on that because both of them had the idea of, like, once I knock my opponent away, that's when I'm going to refresh the weapon and keep the one that I want. You prime the next one, and FAMETIME gets to do that here as he gets the D-Light recovery, and he's got that weapon prime going to starve it right here, and Qatar's picked up.
Yeah, and not far behind in damage either. We've seen him really pile it on with single Qatar dodge reads, so not far behind, especially if he can sneak in another one of those gravity cancel neutral signatures.
Yeah. Nice neutral light. It's double neutral light, though. I love it. It's a little bit like watching Bo play with those neutral lights there when you get the one in the other direction, get the dodge and hit the second one, but he does it with Scythe instead. And now FAMETIME so close to going down here. ITHROW only has to get one really great hit, and FAMETIME starting to put up the dunk, trying to get those offstage scenarios. Nair comes through, sidelight, hits him off the stage. Does he switch to the gauntlets? No, he just holds on to that Scythe. He wants FAMETIME to play around that weapon.
Yeah, ITHROW, he's trying to bring it up on stage. He doesn't want to go into off-stage shenanigans. He knows that's where he stands the only chance to lose right now.
Oh, and recovery hits, and one more of those and he's done. Certainly from the gauntlets. The pummels coming through. Well, ITHROW get 2 neutral light knockouts here. Puts up the neutral signature, and FAMETIME goes back to center. FAMETIME still keeping up the pressure despite his position, and the sidelight leads to nothing. Weapon throw comes down. Stunt recovery. FAMETIME with the Sair. ITHROW in an edge guard scenario.
Wait a minute!
Hits it. FAMETIME with the comeback. One move that's usually a combo starter comes through. That means it's time to go back to the Bone Bar, which they were asking for on the desk. Hammer in hand. He's got that picked up to go up against FAMETIME's Asuri. And ITHROW bringing out his OG main. Will he be able to do it, or will he continue with the trend of when Hammer's on stream, it has a bad time?
I don't know. I think Foda might have been onto something, just saying like, hey, this is what he's used to. This is the tried and true.
Yep.
This is where his chops lie, his muscle memory lies.
And Hammer definitely eliminates that problem, that weakness that gauntlets have. No matter how many people say how strong the weapon is, what gauntlets don't have is that reliability off of stomp to get the stock once your opponent's ready to get knocked out. You can get that follow-up, that stomp there every single time, and ITHROW's so good at it. He's just got to be careful about missing it, because that's where you might end up getting punished like those recoveries and by those nairs.
Yeah, FAMETIME really just pursues. As soon as he gets advantage, he is just on you.
Oh, he's got ITHROW off stage as well. Sword versus sword.
Corner guard.
Been good at these edge guards. Yeah, Cider hits, and ITHROW, exclamation points, almost going up to 3 there. Had to make it back, and FAMETIME punished. He's ahead, 3-2 here in game number 3.
That's right, ITHROW gets a little bit of space so that way he can arm up. He's got the hammer. You were talking about it. He's looking for that stomp, for the consistent knockouts.
there it is, first one that he puts out. It goes straight to his side air, and we were not seeing that level of consistency on knockouts coming out from the Mordex. And now that he's over here on the Bodvar, I expect to see the hammer being used in that fashion the rest of the set. But it's a matter of if he can keep up this momentum against FAMETIME here on the second stop.
Yeah, do you think he's going to go for that usual classic Bodvar playstyle? Right now, building damage with the sword, and then he's going to swap on over to the hammer for knockouts.
Absolutely, and what we'll be able to see from the Bodvar as opposed to any other hammer legend is that neutral sig, bringing out the bear, swiping the opponent off the top right of the
he might not even need it.
ITHROW so good with it. But you're right, he's on the sword here, and if he gets, he drops the D-Light recovery, or maybe he went for D-Light dare recovery because
he was
hoping
hoping to bring him far enough to just thread the needle over the corner.
Gets the Sarah while he's sweating anyways, and FAMETIME has no chance to make it back. Gravity cancel side stick, that's the most distance you're going to get from a signature in a series kit. But
this is a huge lead.
It is a massive one, and with ITHROW on the sword doing so well here, at first I thought FAMETIME had the upper hand and the sword ditto, but ITHROW just seems to be running away with this lead here on this Bodvar as he's just getting downlight after downlight.
I mean, a lot of people talk about North America, everybody has a pocket sword. And ITHROW is one of the original sword players all throughout.
I'm so happy. FAMETIME, I was talking about that in Miami Dome. He has that tech where he does the dash, pivot, side stick. If one of them connected, and that time he's baiting out ITHROW this to try to go for an option a little bit earlier, but it's just not working out. And ITHROW, he's got FAMETIME in orange. He's doing so well here. FAMETIME needs to get the stock and make a comeback akin to what he had in Game 2.
And it's just options are dwindling, the damage is building. He does have the weapon advantage against ITHROW right now, but FAMETIME, time is running short.
It is, and ITHROW with the hammer means it's stomping time. And he's got that side lane, he's put him off stage. He's like, come on, land on the ground. Let me get that one stomp, get the side air afterwards to get the knockout and get the win. FAMETIME with the recovery, drops the strong hit, and the scoop will take him up the